The men's and women's track and field teams compete Friday and Saturday in the Big Ten Indoor Championships in Geneva, Ohio. On the women's side, senior Kelsey Card leads the conference in both the shot put and weight throw and is the defending Big Ten champion in both events. Sophomore Morgan McDonald is the Big Ten's top-ranked runner in both the men's mile and 3,000 meters. Earlier this season, he broke the Badger school record in the mile with a run of 3:57.83. In addition, senior Zach Zymek, who competed in last year's World Championships for Team USA, is the league leader in the heptathlon. And for the first time, both days of the Indoor Championships will stream live via BTN+. Head coach Mick Byrne is here, and we'll have some opening comments and then take questions.
First of all, it's always great to sit next to our former sports information guy, Brian Mason. And
the honor is mine.
It seems like, Diane's down the back, but it seems like Brian just gave you a whole season recap, so I've got nothing to say. In terms of the season, and we always look to, January and February as we head into the Big Ten meet, and I feel that we've had a great mix of competitions, different types of competitions to prepare us for this weekend. Certainly, when we go back to January, the two dual meets were a lot of fun. Great to go head-to-head against Notre Dame, and certainly going up to Minnesota for D duel against Minnesota. That was an exciting meet. A lot of fans showed up for that meet, and just a different format. And to be honest, I think that's the type of meet, and they're the type of meets, those dual meets or tri-meets, that really prepare our student athletes for competitions like the Big Ten, where times and performance, heights and distances don't really matter. It's all about competition, and let's face it, that's what the Big Ten is about. After the dual meets, we headed to New York and had an exciting meet. It's a different format, more of a multi-day competition with a lot of events starting at 9 a.m., going all the way to 6 p.m. And we got a lot of work done in New York, and kind of prepared us for going out to Iowa State, which again is a different format, because at Iowa State you want your big guns to throw down some national performances, and we certainly got some great performances from our team leaders. Last week at home, last weekend for the Red and White Open, the big challenge for our kids is always, let's get more kids on the bus. Let's increase the rosters for the Big Ten meet, and certainly we added a few roster spots, and that's good, because you challenge your kids to perform at the Red and White Open, and for kids that were on the bubble, we got a few bubble kids onto the bus for Big Tens. As with any program, I think you're always expecting and looking for your big team leaders to during the season to do some good stuff, and certainly on the women's side, Kelsey Card, both in the shot, number 2 in the nation, and number 9 in the weight throw. And also Georgia Ellenwood, number 5 in the pentathlon. On the men's side, as always, Steady Eddie, Double Z, Zach Zymek, great performance up in Northern Iowa in the heptathlon. Right now ranked number 5th in the country, and kind of unexpected, the new kid on the block, Morgan McDonald, our Aussie, who came out and had leading the Big Ten right now in the mile and the 3K. So it was great to see the team leaders. These are the folk that kind of get their teammates and get their coaches fired up, especially in a week like this heading into the Big Ten. In terms of the Big Ten meet, certainly it's all about point scoring. It's all about head-to-head competition, and we're going to look to our people that have performed throughout the entire season to step up to the plate and hopefully give us some big points. Obviously, in the shot put right now, we've got on the women's side 3 women in the top 15. Kelsey Card, number 1. Bonke Ogini, number 10 in the conference, and Kennedy Blonick, number 12. In the weight throw, with Kelsey leading the conference with 69 feet 7, and Bonke is at number 14. In the pentathlon, Georgia Ellenwood, number 1, and she's right now 5th in the nation, and Casey Pollock's ranked number 10 in the conference. Over 5K, we have 3 in the top 15. Amy Davis, a freshman from Edgewood High School, our local lady. And Michelle Lee's ranked 10th, and Gabby Anzalone. We certainly expect some good performances out of the 3 ladies in the 5K. Georgia's ranked 5th in the high jump. Emma Hogden, a freshman, ranked 16th in the pole vault. For those of you that were at the meet on Friday, it's great to see Taylor Ammon attempt the new school record, and she just missed it. So we're looking to, she's currently ranked 9th on the Big Ten list, but certainly expecting some good performances out of Taylor. Also on the long jump, Georgia. So it's just a matter of balancing out what we're going to, how we're going to utilize these women over 2 days at the Big Ten Championships. On the men's side, looking for big points from a whole bunch of guys. Lorenzo Larry in the 60 meters is currently ranked number 2 in the conference at 6.69. He's 24th in the nation. It's great to add some sprinting power in to the team. Lorenzo's currently ranked 5th in the 200 meters, and Coach Jackson did a great job of bringing Lorenzo here. In the men's 800, Eric Brown, a freshman, is ranked number 13th. Obviously, Morgan McDonald, who's just set a new school record in the mile at 3:57.83, leads the conference in the mile and also the 3K at 7:52. Morgan's 9th in the nation. It's hard to believe that there are 8 other milers in the country right now that are faster than 3:57.83, but the mile on the national level has certainly blown up. Austin Mudd, former school record holder in the mile, is currently ranked 4th, 4:01, and obviously this is a year where Austin's coming back into the team. He's been absent for about 18 months due to injury and also a redshirt year, and I'm sure he's looking to try to take back a school record from the Aussie, and it'll be interesting to see how those two clash over next weekend. In the 3K, Russell Sandville is currently ranked 6th in the conference at 8:02. Zach Simek, obviously, again, the team leader, but is currently ranked number 1 in the heptathlon, and we have 3 other athletes ranked in the top 12. So looking for some big points out of the hep guys. Double Z is ranked 2nd in the pole vault. So there's a variety of points for us to score, and hopefully this whole group, it's a diverse group when you look at the broad range of events that we're covering. So we're excited about getting out there this weekend, getting after it, and hopefully score some big points.
All right, questions for Coach? Brian?
Mick, when you say the mile is blowing up, what does that mean?
Right now, there are, as I said, there's 8 guys ahead of Morgan on the national list at 3:57.83, which is Morgan's time, but they're better than that. So I think there's 7 guys or 6 guys right now under, 3:57.5. It's just gone to another level. Used to be, obviously, the 4-minute mile was a big mark, an exciting mark for collegians to hit, and now it's. I think if you look at the total national list, there's probably about 27, 28 kids under 4 minutes. So the new norm is now 3:58. Only a short few years ago, we had a couple of guys just dip under, Jack Bolus and a few other guys, dip right under 4 minutes, and it was a big deal. Now they're a dime a dozen.
Andy, in the back?
Mick, did you see Kelsey Card coming a couple of years ago when she first came in, or did you see this type of potential in her?
Me personally, I don't think so. I'm not a field events coach. You always listen to your coaching staff, but Coach Ostrowska certainly did. I know he had certainly convinced Coach Stinzy to redshirt her at a time when we probably needed her. And so Dave Ostrowska certainly saw the potential. She was highly ranked coming out of high school. But, you know, those first 2 years is a learning curve, huge learning curve for the field events, and we found that out obviously with Michael Learman and guys like Danny Block over the years. But in the field events, and we got some great young throwers right now, and they just take a little bit more time. It's like some of the distance guys take a little bit more time to develop. So certainly, Coach, that was all on Coach Ostrowski. So a great coaching job.
AJ?
How important is it this year having the Big Ten indoor meet streamed online for the first time in conference history?
Well, that's something that at our fall coaches meeting for the last 2 years we've been pushing. When you look at the other major conferences, they all have their meet streamed. It's huge for us. We felt as a coaching body that, you know, having the meet replayed 2 weeks after the meet, and today the results are out there so quickly, it was senseless. So we're excited to see this. We're excited to bring the meet to our fans. So yes, it's a huge move on part of the Big Ten. We're excited about it. The kids are going to love it, and hopefully it doesn't take too much away from the attendance, because we generally get a great attendance for at the meet particularly on the second day.
Brian?
Do you think Reed Connor will be a good analyst for BTN Plus?
He's done a great job the last two seasons, and obviously I'm partial because he's one of my former athletes. But you know, he's knowledgeable. And he brings a sense of excitement to the commentary box, and enjoys doing it. So yeah, he's young and brings that energy, some great energy to the sport. So hopefully it'll come across on. He's one of the main commentators for the live stream also.
AJ?
Kind of talk about the relationship that Austin Mudd has with some of the younger runners. You touched on it earlier with Morgan breaking Mudd's old school record, but what's their relationship like?
You know, I think obviously Austin is you know, fifth year. He's been through the mill. He's, you know, competed at a very high level, and can obviously bring a lot to the table. He's a competitor. He's been out of the sport for nearly 18 months, and it's just taken some time to get back. But you know, he's run 4:01, which is ranked fourth in the conference right now. And Austin just has to keep the faith and stay focused. And it's coming around. I know if you talk to him, he'd probably say it's not coming around fast enough. But when you're out of competition that long, it takes time to get your racing feet under you. And yeah, he's a great training partner for Morgan. I'm sure Morgan would say that. But they're two, you know, competitive athletes, and I know Austin would like to get his record back, but is it feasible this indoor season? I'm not sure, but certainly look for some great races between the two of them. Once we go outdoors over 1,500 meters, and you certainly have to add in the other young gun, the Big Ten champion from outdoors, freshman Joe Hardy. Joe struggled a little bit during this indoor season, but I certainly wouldn't rule him out of the mile on this weekend.